Hey, Reddit. Long-time lurker here, and I'm finally ready to share my story. I've kept this bottled up for way too long, and maybe, just maybe, someone out there will understand what it feels like to be shattered, humiliated, tossed aside, only to rebuild yourself from the ground up and watch the very person who broke you crawl back. Let's rewind a few years. I met Olivia, my now ex-wife, back in college. She was stunning, full of life, and had this infectious energy that pulled people in. We dated for 4 years and tied the knot at 25. Back then, I genuinely believed we were creating something solid together. We didn't have much, just love and ambition. I was grinding away as a junior engineer, and she was studying to become a nurse. Our schedules were wild, late nights, early mornings, but we made it work. Or so I thought. It started small. She became distant, distracted, always on her phone. She started wearing a new scent, said she was constantly exhausted, and began skipping our date nights. Looking back, the red flags were obvious, but I was too in love, too hopeful, too blind to see them. Then, one day, she forgot to log out of her email on our shared laptop. That was the moment everything unraveled. Hotel reservations, flirtatious emails, pictures. Turns out, she'd been having a full-blown affair with a doctor she worked with, and it had been going on for months. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. No remorse. Just looked at me and said, "I haven't been happy in a long time." Like that somehow justified everything. I was crushed, completely blindsided. Still, I tried to be the bigger person. I offered her a peaceful separation. Told her she could have the house, and I'd help financially until she was stable. I just wanted it to end without more pain. But that wasn't good enough for her. She hired a lawyer and turned it into a war. Accused me of being emotionally abusive, controlling, even unstable. Claimed I was a workaholic who ignored her. She wept in court, telling the judge she feared for her mental well-being unless she got more money. And it worked. I lost the house. Half my retirement savings gone. I had to pay her spousal support for 3 years. I went from living in a townhouse we picked out together to crashing in a 1-bedroom above a pizza shop. My credit tanked. I developed anxiety, panic attacks, nights I couldn't breathe. I wouldn't wish that kind of heartbreak on anyone. But I made it through. I found a therapist, started lifting weights, climbed the ladder at work. I met new people, built a new life. Eventually, I bought my own place, a small fixer-upper, but it was mine. I got a dog, took some trips, learned how to enjoy life on my own terms. And as for Olivia, word got around. Her relationship with the doctor crashed and burned. Apparently, he'd been cheating on her the whole time. She moved in with him right after our divorce was finalized. Less than a year later, he dumped her for a 22-year-old med student. Life's got a strange sense of humor, huh? Fast forward 3 years. Out of the blue, I get a message, "Can we talk?" I knew I shouldn't have answered, but curiosity got the better of me. When we met, she looked different, older, drained, a shell of the woman I once knew. She told me she was struggling. Her ex had kicked her out. She couldn't afford her rent. She missed me, said she made a huge mistake, that she never should have left, that she still loved me and wanted a second chance. I just sat there, completely calm even as my pulse raced. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You didn't just leave me, Olivia. You wrecked me. You tore my life apart in court. You took everything from me, and now that he's gone, you want back in." She broke down in tears. Promised she'd go to therapy, do whatever it took to make things right. Begged me to reconsider. And I laughed. Not some dramatic, movie-style laugh. Just a quiet, bitter chuckle. "No, I'm not the man you knew," I told her. "That part of me, the one who loved you with everything, he's long gone." And with that, I walked away. 4 weeks after that conversation, she flooded my phone with messages. Apologies. Excuses. She blamed everything on the other man, claimed she wasn't in her right mind back then. She tried to play on my emotions, sending things like, "I always believed you were my soulmate." Then the truth really started coming out. I discovered she had actually been pregnant with the other guy's child when she left me. But after he ghosted her, she had a miscarriage. The worst part? He was engaged to someone else the entire time. Olivia wasn't his partner. She was just the secret on the side. The consolation prize. As things spiraled for her, she got caught stealing meds from the hospital she worked at. That decision cost her the nursing license she'd spent years earning. 2 months after our final conversation, I received a handwritten letter from her. It was desperate. She said she was losing everything. That she didn't want to keep living. She was falling apart. And even though she shattered me, I broke down reading it. Because no matter how deeply someone wounds you, there's always that lingering memory of who they once were. But I didn't go running back. I didn't play the hero. I sent her a list of therapists, mental health hotlines, and support groups. I wished her healing. But I didn't offer comfort. I didn't show up. Because I'm not a rehab center for the people who wrecked me. If you're still reading this, thank you. I'm not really sure what I expected by posting all this. Maybe I needed closure. Maybe I wanted someone to say, "You did the right thing." Or maybe I just needed someone to hear me. And if you're stuck in a place where someone destroyed your world and made you think you were the problem, let this be your reminder. You can rise from the ashes. You can rebuild from nothing. And no, you don't have to welcome them back when they finally realize they were wrong. Nearly a year has passed since I last heard from Olivia. The final message she ever sent was a voicemail, sobbing. She said she wished she could go back and start over, that I was the only man who ever loved her for real. I didn't reply. I listened to it once, deleted it, and took my dog out for a walk. The sky was glowing orange as the sun dipped behind the trees, and I realized something. I was okay. I'd come so far. From crying on the floor of a dingy apartment to standing peacefully in the backyard of a home I bought by myself. But that wasn't the end of the story. Karma wasn't done. Her family turned on her. Her mother, the same woman who testified in court against me, painted me as toxic, called me 6 months ago. She said she was sorry. Said she hadn't known the full truth. That Olivia had lied to all of them. She borrowed money from her parents and never repaid a cent. Her sister told her not to show up for Thanksgiving unless she got her act together. And it gets worse. She tried to sue the doctor. The one who left her. Took him to court claiming emotional trauma and financial damages. Thought she'd get a payout. But the judge dismissed it almost immediately. A mutual friend sent me a copy of the case summary with the subject line, "Looks like karma throws hands." Her nursing license. Gone for good. The appeal was denied. No hospital, not even out of state, would touch her record. She's back in our hometown now. Working the night shift at a gas station. I ran into her once. I was grabbing a Red Bull. She was behind the counter. Our eyes met. She didn't say a word. I just gave a small smile, not out of spite, but like you might smile at a shadow from a life you've left behind. Later, I heard she'd been telling people I walked out on her when she was struggling. That I abandoned her. Some mutual friends even reached out, asking if that was true. I didn't explain. I didn't spill the past. I simply said, believe whatever helps you sleep at night. Because I don't need revenge. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I have peace. If you've ever been through something like this, where someone set your life on fire and expected you to hand them a hose when their world burned, you know how tempting it is to scream, "I told you so." But here's the truth. The best revenge isn't rage. It's not proving your point. It's not even success. It's indifference. It's building a life they no longer have access to. It's choosing to walk away, not because you're angry, but because you've finally found your freedom. And no, I won't pretend I'm perfectly healed. Some songs still sting. Some places still echo. But each day, I drift a little further from the broken man she left behind. Each step forward is a reminder. I survived. And Olivia, if you're somehow reading this, because let's be honest, snooping was always your specialty, know this. You taught me what love should never feel like. And I hope someday you find the version of yourself that doesn't hurt others just to feel powerful. But that version of you, that healing, it won't happen with me. Not now. Not ever.